Hey guys, Kurt from Time Machine Transport in my wife's car. My truck's at the dealership right now. I hate when telemarketers can call you from an area code that you've blocked. Anyways, just on my way to my guy's house. I just got done eating a sandwich. Sorry, but yeah, I like driving my wife's car. She's got a Ford Show, the super high output, the twin turbos. It's fast. It's very, very fast. It's eat my rubber and smell my dust. Yeah, I know it's smell my rubber, eat my dust. But if you know a Chevy Chase when he was like vacation home, whatever, like Lampoons, he's like eat my rubber and smell my dust. So anyways, it's easy to exceed speed limit in this car. Anyways, so I'm on my way to my guy's house to continue to floor. I had to run to Menards and grab some of those shims, those cedar shingles. Couldn't find them anywhere. But I had to run out to the shop anyways and grab a mixing paddle and a big power drill to mix that floor leveler. But so I'm listening to YouTube this morning. And if you guys know about, I'm sure a lot of you guys and gals probably listen to trucking channels. So remember, if you guys watch my videos on that AB5 law in California, where if you're signed on to somebody else's authority, it's illegal in California to run. And I said, our country's going to, and not like I'm a prophet or I know everything. I told you guys so, I told you. No, but I said, it's this country, as crazy as it seems, follows crazy California and crazy New York. And I said, watch it happening, watch it coming for the rest of the country. If you're under somebody's authority, you're going to have to get your own authority. And this is ultimately about tax dollars. It's not about, employees' rights, or, we feel that if you're a contractor or you're under somebody else's authority that you're not being treated right. That's bullshit. It's about tax dollars, because my wife, being an RN for many years, she gets paid, I believe, bi-weekly, every 2 weeks. Well, the hospital takes out her Fed, her state, her SSI, and whatever else. And before I was self-employed, I had the same thing. So they know they're getting their tax dollars from the business owner, right? The government knows this. Well, our government is broke, is absolutely broke. So this is not about, employees' rights. It's not about, you're, treating people, like they have the 6 rules, like, if, for promotions or manager, whatever their bullshit was, right? It's ultimately about tax dollars, because being self-employed, I, as being an S-Corp, collect as an employee from the business. I collect the least amount of money to pay the least amount of taxes. So I'm basically in the poverty level. And my company basically has a loss every year so far. And it has, because trucking is freaking expensive. I hate roundabouts. Anyways, so it's ultimately about tax dollars. So because they know the people that are self-employed are the people that own their own business. Oh, I own my own business. Ew. You don't own shit. You're a slave, just like the rest of us. Unless you own like you're a big warehouse, and you own all these trucks and tools, and you actually pay W-2s to your employees, and you have a secretary and you have a manager, and then you legitimately own your own business. But if you just have, freaking AAA trucking, or, Smith trucking, or Reynolds Trucking, because motherfuckers love to see their names in lights, right? I own my own business. That's ridiculous. You're self-employed, like I am. So anyways, it's about tax dollars. The government is broke. They need that tax money because I pay Uncle Sam the least amount, and I long dick Uncle Sam. I long dick his ass because they long dick us, right? So here's my question. So, and I have some other things that I'm going to have a tangent on. Because that's what I do, right? So you know how people, who polices the police, right? So you have internal affairs, who polices the police, because crooked cops, and not all cops are crooked, but I've been tased. I've been charged with 3 counts of attempted murder. You guys all know that. I mean, I don't wear like a badge of honor, but I've been in trouble with the law. Not a felon, close, but so I've been on that other side. But we need police. We need the police. We really do, and we need laws. But they say, who polices the police? Well, who polices our government? Because I'm a vet. I served in an airborne unit. Blah 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 blah. So I love this country. I serve this country, but our government is about as horrible as it comes, right? And so who is policing our government? So our government is putting down all these laws, fuels high, inflation, hyperinflation, food costs, everything's going up, except the wages, right? My wife is capped out. She didn't even get a cost of living raise, which is crazy to me. Other people get a cost of living raise, maybe 3.7% or 4% or 6%, whatever it is. But people aren't even getting that now from what I'm hearing. So the fact of the matter is, it's ultimately about tax dollars. And so I'm listening to these videos, and the FMCSA, blah, blah, and the person that's doing the commentating on it, and the owner operators are saying, because they want to put speed regulators in our trucks, so basically govern your trucks. They're trying to require us to have speed limiters in our trucks, because the insurance companies, they run this industry. It's billing. Insurance companies are billion-dollar conglomerates, and they're crooked. It's like legal thievery, right? They're like thieves in the night. I'm a thief in the night. Gotta slide the drawers off, and they will. It's like they're thieves. So the insurance company is taking it on the chin because all these accidents, right? And there's literally billions with a B, billions of dollars in freight that go missing every year and destroyed every year, and so on and so on and so on. So these insurance companies, hey man, we got to do something about this. So let's reduce the speed. Well, are they just going to put speed limiters on every truck? Well, they're not putting it on. We got to put it on, right? Are we going to get a credit, a tax? Probably not. Again, trucking being so regulated, they're always in our pockets for everything, right? Are they going to make it so it's 70 miles an hour? I doubt they're going to do like 55 or 60. That's crazy. Are they going to make it so it's 70 or 75? Okay. All right. I can see that. I'm okay with that. If they made it 70, yeah, I'm okay with that. 67-ish, 68. I might even be okay with that, because then obviously, even when I want to let up on the accelerator to get better fuel mileage, I find myself, looking at the clock and being like, oh shit, I got to get there or whatever. So, but it's and I'll go off on these owner ops and these tough truck drivers, right? They talk all this shit. So then after that video, there's another video that they're trying to force us to do the automatic braking system like the newer trucks have. Like they have that little sensor on there that if you get too close to another car, the truck, kind of brakes, which I think is extremely dangerous. That I'm not cool with. But they're trying to get rid of the truck drivers, and I'll go into what I think is happening. But so I'm these owner ops, these tough guys, right? Oh man, if they force us to do speed limiters, I'm out of this industry, man. I'm out of here. They force us to do these automatic brake. I'm out of here. You ain't going nowhere. You ain't going a fucking place. These owner ops talk so much shit. The same thing about when the half-hour break came out. If they make us take half-hour, you can't tell me what I need a break, and you can't tell me. They told you, and you didn't do shit about it. You did absolutely nothing about it. Nothing. You didn't stand up in arms. You didn't start protesting. You didn't do shit. Talked shit. That was about it, right? And then when the ELDs came out, oh man, if they make us go to ELDs, man, I'm out of it. You ain't going nowhere. You didn't go nowhere. You went nowhere. Some did. Some are people of principle. I didn't have a problem with it. You didn't hear me talking shit about it. I got a way to get around that. So go back and look at my videos. So the point being is, or the fact being, you guys ain't going anywhere. If they force us to do speed limiters or the braking, you ain't going nowhere. You're staying here. Some will, because they're people of principle. If they force me to do a sneaky ass cop, sneaky motherfuckers, man, sitting there clocking. So if I'm okay with a speed limiter. I mean, if it's 60 miles per hour, that's going to be some bullshit. I don't know what I'll do then, but I don't think it's going to go that low. I think they'll do like 70 or 75 probably. But as far as the automatic braking system or whatever, I think that's pretty dangerous personally. And if they force us to do it I'm probably going to do it. I don't know. But I keep telling everybody, we can counter this. We could stop this. We could stop this, but we won't. We'll sit there and complain about it, and this and that, and they can make us do whatever we want if we don't stand up in arms, right? All we got to do is stay home for 7 days. That's it, and prove me wrong. Tell me how I'm wrong if the whole country or the whole trucking industry was literally to stay home for 7 straight days. Not like, oh yeah, we're gonna shut down on this date, but yeah, you're sitting your ass at the truck stop. That ain't shutting down. That's literally not shutting down, because you're still in and out of the truck stop, giving the truck stops business. You literally need to be at the house shutting down, so you're not giving any of the truck stops business. None. No fuel for idling, no freaking Arby's or Mickey D's or coffee or shower, nothing. Literally nothing. If we were to literally shut down and not go anywhere we don't need to protest, we don't need to jam up the freeways or the interstates. We don't need to sit outside the ports and get arrested or get our shit towed, or or convoy and pull more money out of our pockets to pay for the fuel to go out to Washington, D.C. or whatever the case is. We don't need to do that. We just need to stay home for 7 days. That's it. Put in a comment on how I'm wrong. How that would, because what would happen is the country will literally shut down. if 70 to 80%, you won't get 100% participation. That's impossible. Well, I wouldn't say it's impossible. Nothing's impossible. But I don't see that happening. You're going to have at least 20% of, scabs out there. And let them bring in the military. Let them bring in the military. The military ain't going to... No, they got so much shit going on right now with that war and prepare and everything. The military ain't getting involved. They got their own shit to do. So and the scabs, like I said, and then if you do see them scabs out there and they're sitting in the truck stops, all you got to do is get a goon squad. I'll be part of that goon squad. I'll go to jail. And you just go around. Anybody who's sitting in the truck stop, you sneak up on their shit, you pop their airbags. That's all you got to do. You don't have to get into a confrontation with them. You don't have to pull their fifth wheel pin. You don't have to do none of that stuff. You ain't got to take out their tires. Just pop their airbags. Just take out 2 airbags. That's all you got to do. Eventually, the industry will run out of airbags. And that'll solve the problem. Quick. But we won't. We won't. We'll sit there and make idle, know nothing threats and, I'm going to stop. You ain't doing shit. Unless you literally stay home and we organize 70 to 80% of the trucking industry stays home. Stay at the house, not on the road. Stay home. And if you live in your truck, well, then go to a hotel for 7 days. Or come stay with me. I got a big ass shop. I'll do a rooming house out there. We got bathrooms. We don't have a shower, but I'll get a shower out there. That's all you got to do. But no, we'll sit there and we'll bitch about it and we'll talk about what we're not going to do. Oh yeah, you're not doing it. You're not doing it. You're not doing it. They're going to put us under their thumb. And I've said this before when I did videos, and if you ever need, and call me, 414-477-7845. Talk shit to me. Tell me I'm an idiot. Tell me I'm wrong. I'm not wrong. Or if you want to organize, let's do it, man. Let's do it. It's about time. So, here's another thing. When I say that the military's busy with this war. So I'm listening to other stuff this morning. I was up at like 4:30. I can go back to sleep. And still looking for somebody to paint our truck. That Kenworth Josh. So I know you're probably pissed off at me because he's buying a truck and a trailer. Well, maybe not now, but the thing is I can't find anybody to paint that truck, and I'm a busy individual, man. So, but anyways, so fucking arms falling asleep. So here's the thing. If you don't think that something nefarious is going on, you have your head in the sand, man. You are fucking blind. You are blind. There is something going on. I mean, you got the Mississippi River drying up, right? That's crazy. You got Lake Mead, Lake Powell. I mean, so does the government know something that we don't know? I'm sure they do. You got to ask yourself some logical questions. Why are you putting your thumb on the trucking industry so hard that you're going to lose people, or you're going to control the industry as a whole and shut it down to where no food moves around the country, no parts, no this, no that? Because, I forgot who said it, but if you control the food, you control the people. I forgot his name. Anyways, he said it like in the 40s or the 50s, I believe. And then if you, shitty ass day here. I'm in Racine right now, Wisconsin, shitty day. But you have to ask yourself some logical questions. Why is it that I truly believe that this is all scripted. That this is truly scripted, that all these world leaders are in cahoots. I really do. And I could be wrong. I'm speculating, right? But I could be wrong on that. I'm not wrong on the shutting down for 7 days and shutting down America, and then we could actually have a voice. That I'm not wrong about. But this, I could be wrong about this. Like I said, I'm speculating. But you have to ask yourself logical questions. So, this whole thing, you remember the thing that they're forcing us to do in our arms, right? We didn't get it. My wife didn't get it. We have some family members that got it and others that didn't. We have some friends that got it and others that didn't. And that's your choice. But they said 80% of the population got that thing, right? You know, I can't say it on this platform because they've removed videos that I've said it on before. You know, the in your arm, you know, the they said that 80% of the population got it. It is, and I believe they were lying to us. So that didn't do what they thought it was going to do. I think the numbers were way less than what they're telling us. So that didn't work. So they're like, man, we got to. I truly believe, because there's 8 billion with a B. There's 8 billion people on this planet. It's growing like super fast. Is there a water problem? I mean, you got droughts all over the country, and so we're obviously preppers. We've got a shit ton of food and water and ammo and weapons and everything else. And I know my wife's like, Kurt, why do you tell people that? Because I don't give a shit. Hi, baby girl, I love you. Hi, Mom, I love you. I know my mom watches my videos. And Pastor Rick, Stevie K, Jace Gilbert, unknown user, Mike. There's so many people, man, and I always forget to say hi to everybody. But anyways, you know, do they need to reduce the population? And that's what they're, you know, so they're going to say that we're in this war, you know, and, you know, there's a possible nuke threat or whatever. And then, you know, some dirty bomb goes off or whatever. And you know, they truly need to reduce the population. So, because why are they being so transparent about this? Like, it's like they want the information to go out there and get out there. I mean, if you look, and I of course, I mean, I voted for Trump, whatever, but Trump's not the cure-all. No way is he the cure-all. I think that the Operation Warp Speed started on his watch. He's the one that implemented it, and I know, I mean, I got brothers that support him, and I think this country's better with him than without him, but he's part of that good old boy system. Gotta be. He started Operation Warp Speed, and I believe that if he isn't one of them, they told him, hey, listen, man, and you can go back in my videos, man, I've said this time and time again, like when the election's out, I said, I don't think Trump's going to get reelected. And again, not like, oh, I'm right all the time. No, it doesn't fit their narrative. It doesn't. They have their ulterior motives, and for whatever reason it may be, and maybe they told them, hey, listen, if you continue down this path, your grandkids and your children will die in the most horrific way possible. I mean, would you want to be fed to an alligator? I wouldn't. Would you want to be, have you not seen the Chainsaw Massacre? I mean, fuck, being chopped up with a chainsaw, you should not see Scarface. So, I mean, is that like if somebody told me, hey, Kurt, if you continue to talk shit on YouTube, your wife and your son and your mother and your family will die, and I would shut my big mouth, right? So is it possible? Sure, anything's possible, but I think he was involved in this whole thing. And so because of that, because of him losing and obviously somebody else winning, but if you look at, I mean, he just seems like our current, leader. He's not I guess he's my leader. I'm an American, so, I didn't vote for him. But the thing is, he still represents the United States of America, sadly. But he walks around and he talks like he's just totally confused, right? And he's a piece of garbage, but I still feel bad for him. He's a human being. I still feel bad for him. I do. I truly do. But somehow, some way, they placed him there. And Mark Twain said it best. And look it up. Mark Twain said if voting made a difference, they wouldn't let us do it. I don't think our vote counts. I think Trump was a psyop. I think they placed him there. Go back and look at my videos. Trump was a psyop. And I truly believe that there's something there. They want to see, because I think America stands, like, we're the ones that stand out for the world. You have Americans, so long ago, I mean, I don't know, 100 years ago, even less than that, People looked at Americans as being a bunch of John Waynes, right? We ride around on horses with cowboy hats and freaking 6-shooters and spurs on our cowboy boots, chewing our mouth. We're just a badass bunch of people, right? So people wanted to come to the West to live that lifestyle and to be that John Wayne, right? And to wear that, cowboy hat and the spurs and so on and so on. So the West, particularly the United States, we're like I wouldn't say we're the rebels, but kind of like the rebels of the world, right? We tote guns, and we have, I don't think we really have freedom. We have we have, I wouldn't say we're free, but we're more free than other countries, right? But I don't think we're free here. I think we have freedom, or freedom rights, but I don't think we're actually free, because we still have the government that puts their thumb on us. Again, who polices the government, right? Nobody. So with that in mind, I truly believe that if they take down the West, if they take down the United States of America, it's all done. It's all over. All over, 100%. So they need America to collapse in order for this one world government. I mean, look at the WHO. I mean, the World Health Organization, and, the CDC. And I mean, there's so many different, the Economic Forum. I mean, there's so many different entities or groups or whatever, organizations, if you will, that they're all against us. And it's like they're collapsing the American dollar. They want to make everything go digital. They're trying to cut the trucking industry. They're announcing that we're going to war. They're being so transparent with everything. And when I told my brother-in-law before the election, when he's like, "Oh, how do you think? How bad do you think Trump's going to beat Biden?" I said he won't. And he looked at me like I was doing drugs. He's like, "What?" I said, "I'm telling you, Tim, I don't think he's going to win." And he's like, "How?" I said, "It doesn't fit their narrative." And I said, they need a fall guy. They need somebody to blame. And I've said this in videos before, man. Look it up. Go back and look at my previous videos. And again, I'm not, I'm right. I'm just saying, it's logical. It makes sense. You can't just have the most powerful country in the world just fail without a person to blame. You can't say, "Oh, we the rich people and we the banking, the banks and the, the military industrial complex and all these other, we're not to blame. We need this confused old leader. It's his fault. It's his fault. It's not our fault. It's his fault that this all fell." And then, of course, he's going to blame, Mr., Art of the Deal, if you've read that book. I started reading, I never finished it. But actually was pretty good. But then they'll in turn say, "Well, he did," the current, guy, the loony one, "he did fail us, but he wouldn't have failed us if the Art of the Deal wouldn't have failed." And he pushed it on this current administration. They need a fall guy. They need a fall guy. And that's why this is all transparent right now. That's why this is all transparent. What are you guys doing out in the middle of the fucking road, man? The construction people think like they can do whatever the fuck they want. Like, you put a bunch of cones out on the road and wear a bunch of fucking, wear a bunch of hard hats and yellow jackets. Like, you can just do whatever you want, right? So, but they're making this way too transparent. Damn, was I supposed to turn there? I don't think so. They're making it way too transparent for us to. I mean, because if this was all like, why would they be telling us about all this stuff? I mean, because they don't. You would think that they wouldn't want to incite panic, right? Because right now people are starting to panic. But so they need us to know this. They need us to know that this is happening. So when it does happen, because it's going to happen, it is going to happen. There's something that's going to happen that's going to be pretty major. Mark my words, it's going to happen, and that is going to be the rocket, I guess. I'm trying to find a word, but I don't think I should. I think I should have turned back there. They need. Damn it! Was I supposed to turn back there? Damn it! They need a starting point, right? So if that happens, they need to bring down the U.S. They need to bring down the John Waynes. That's why, because we're the only country that really can have, guns and freedoms and all this other stuff. So they need to shut us down. You shut down the leaders of the world and the people, the rebels, if you will. Everybody else is like, shit, that's it for the world. So America goes down, everybody else goes down. That's my true belief. And that's why all this stuff is happening, and they're not going to blame themselves. They're going to blame the crazy guy right now, the one that's walking around all confused. That's who they're going to blame. And rightfully so. And then we're all going to be sitting there not knowing what to do. Yeah, I was supposed to turn back there, I believe. Darn it. Yep, shit. I was supposed to turn back there. I guess I'll have to turn back here. So yeah, so that's what's happening. I mean, again, ask yourself logical questions and say, damn it, yeah, I was supposed to turn back there. So I'll just make a U-turn, fuck it. Over here, not even paying attention. But yeah, so that's exactly what's happening. And like I said, ask yourself some logical questions, man. Why is this all happening? And it's gonna happen. It's coming. It's coming. That you are going to see something happen. And if this is all scripted, which I truly believe it is, I think this is all scripted, and all these world leaders are really in it. I know that sounds crazy, and I probably am a crazy person by thinking that. But that way, whatever, they say that there's a deep state, right? The people that truly run this world. And right now, I think that there's too many people on the planet. I think that they need to reduce the population, and I think this is going to reduce everything. And maybe it's not because they want to. Maybe they just need to because of the water situation. You can survive, what do they say, 3 days without water, 3 weeks without food or something like that. They say that we're 9 meals away from becoming real animals. Don't eat for 3 days. Don't eat for 9 meals, and let's see how nice you are. So I truly believe that they need to reduce this population because there's something else going on with this planet that they can't tell us because it's something serious. And I know I sound crazy, and sometimes I really feel crazy when I say things like this. But it's the only thing that makes sense to me. Why all of a sudden all this chaos and this and that, and why all of a sudden all this extreme control? Like, it just didn't, like over the course of, 10 years. I'm sure it's been happening. We just haven't really seen it with our own eyes. But it truly, like, all of a sudden 2 years ago during this whole, crazy, thing, and the whole thing over your face and all this other stuff, that was like the kickstart. That was the thing that was like, okay, this is now happening. And that was the start. That was the start for total control. And now it's happening so fast with everything. And eventually it is going to happen where we're all going to fall underneath their control. That's what's going to, I know, that's crazy. Well, if you would have said to me a couple of years ago that we were going to be forced, and they were forcing the thing in your arm, because if you didn't have it, you couldn't go to work. whether you're with the feds or the military or healthcare or whatever the case is. If you don't get it, you lose your job. Well, that's forcing you, because now you don't have a way to provide for your family and survive. So that was forcing. Because had they said, you know what, you can have a choice. If you wanna get it, you can get it. But if you don't want to get it, you don't have to get it, and you can still come to work. Why didn't they just say that? Because they needed to force us to do it, or force those. Like I said, my wife and I didn't get it. And not that we're better than people that got it. I'm just saying we feel great and whatever. So, but why all of a sudden that, and then now to this? And they're doing this whole war thing so that they can say that, oh, you know, nukes are fired or a dirty bomb or something like that, and wipe out the population or whatever. Something's happening. You got to ask yourself some freaking logical questions, man. Why are they forcing this so fast? Why is everything just gone to shit so quickly? So quickly. And why are they being so transparent about it? It's like they're letting us know everything. I mean, if you truly are going to war or whatever the case is, you don't want the bad guys to know exactly what you're doing. I mean, they're telling us about the 101st going, you know, blah, 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 over to the border, and you know, they're showing these other, you know, these Russians walking through these tank plants, and they're literally telling us the whole game plan. You know, they're telling us about how you know, the crazy guy that's leading this country right now, how he's, you know, tapped so far into our oil reserves that, you know, it's the worst it's ever been since like the early 80s or whatever the case is. And and again, you know, they show, I mean, would you really want to show your leader being that confused and that weak? I mean, with an ice cream cone in his hand, walking off stage, you know, kind of looking around like, damn, where do I exit here, or where am I? And they had an interview where he literally almost went to sleep, or maybe did fall asleep, and they cut it out. Why would you show that? Why would you show that? To show how weak America is. Why would you show that? It makes no sense. It absolutely makes no sense about how transparent they are right now on everything that's going on. So that in turn tells me that they are doing all this so that we, the American people, or we, the world, basically know, oh, well, that's why America fell, because we got this crazy dude leading us, and our oil reserves are gone, and all this other stuff, and a dirty bomb went off, and a nuclear bomb went off. That's why America failed. And because, you know what I'm saying? Like, it just doesn't make any sense. And leave some comments in the comments section and tell me, Kurt, what you're saying, and it does sound crazy. It completely sounds crazy. But Kurt, you're completely way off the mark here. You're not even on the target. You know, I think I'm hitting a bullseye, but you're way off the target. You better re-zero your weapon. So, anyways, I'm just about to my guy's house. We got to get working on this floor, and but I just wanted. I mean, guys, we can shut down this country. All you got to do is stay home for 7 days. That's all you got to do. And you know, if we were to show them that we were actually in charge, things would change. So, anyways, leave your thoughts, man. Tell me what you guys are thinking. Tell me if I'm on the target, bullseye, or I'm way off the target and need to re-zero, man. So, anyways, please like and subscribe to the channel. Ciao.